Headline: 14-year-old boy brutally attacked on Florida school bus. So this is a couple of days old. I believe the story went viral. The video of the incident went viral. So there's no doubt that you're aware of this, but there is an update to the story, which is a bit of a twist. So I'll just briefly tell you about the main story and then move to the update. So yeah, you're probably aware. Basically, a boy was alleged to. This occurred in November. This incident apparently, and it was videoed by another student. This boy here, the blonde boy, 14 years old, was viciously attacked by two girls, three boys in an incident. He was beaten up, badly beaten. He was hospitalized. I believe one of them stomped on his head. You know, not very pleasant. And the girls here, make no mistake, they're big. They're bigger than him, seemingly. And they were being, I only saw a couple of seconds of the clip. I just can't be bothered to watch it. But they were the girls, or at least one of them was being particularly violent and absolutely the aggressor. Look at the body language of the boy. He's sitting back. He's just nice and relaxed. He's facing off with five people, and he's just not the aggressor here. Certainly in the violent sense. So the mother basically complained about it, and the mother was saying that the incident happened because the boy had been wearing a MAGA hat and that it was an anti-Trump attack, intolerance, and essentially insinuating that the incident could be described as being as a hate crime. The five people, all of which are black, potentially attacked the boy because he's a Trump supporter, which arguably would be a hate crime, or maybe some would say inarguably a hate crime. So basically, that's what happened. And there's an update here, which is in this article from Breitbart, and it basically is a reading from the school district superintendent, whose name is Rich Mitchell, and he's basically saying, hey guys, come on, don't tell us off. Don't. It's not fair of you to blame the school for this incident. Come on, don't blame the school. It's a very unfortunate incident, is what the superintendent says. But the superintendent, the main point, apart from the claiming victimhood and trying to deflect any blame, which frankly is the smart thing to do, because I would dare say they're at risk of facing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, would be my guess. But in any case, so he's doing the whole deflection thing. But the interesting thing that the school superintendent mentions is that the school was able to do a full investigation using the videos of on the school bus. So this video that's gone viral, I believe it's a 21-second video filmed by another student. Again, I've not watched it, perhaps that's negligent of me, but the school superintendent saying, hey, look, we've got better information. We've got the school bus recordings, which shows the entire context, all of the events leading up to this brutal attack. And in that, he's saying that there was nothing to do with wearing a MAGA Trump hat, that the boy was not wearing a Trump hat or any Trump apparel at the point of this attack, and thereby this attack could not constitute being called a hate crime. Essentially, is what the superintendent's saying. And I presume that there is evidence that the superintendent is right in stating that there is evidence that the boy was not wearing any Trump apparel, but that's not necessarily ruling or determining that this was not a hate crime of sorts. It doesn't necessarily determine that the boy wasn't attacked because he's white or because he's a Trump supporter. So, there's the update, really. The school wants to not be viewed as in a negative light. It seems to me that it is at least somewhat trying to avoid its responsibilities. And, that's the sensible thing to do. I can understand why it's obliged to do that. But the main point is that there was, yeah, I mean, what is the main point here? I mean, the main point is that there was a a vicious attack on a young boy. So that's certainly one of the main points here. The other point is whether or not that was due to based on ideology. Did these five people, the two girls, three boys, did they feel that it's justified to attack somebody just because of their political beliefs, or perhaps because of the color of their skin? So that's a major point there. It's still a question mark on that. We don't know. And if that is correct, if these five attackers were at least in part motivated due to the boys' political ideology, their belief, or indeed the boys' race, then how prevalent is that amongst young people? How prevalent is that? Is this incident going to reoccur in different schools, different states? Is it going to continue either in as extreme a form, more extreme, or less extreme? So I don't know. It is an interesting topic. The superintendent saying, hey, look, this had nothing to do with the boys' support of Trump. It was following a verbal altercation. Well, even that, let's say they were had a verbal altercation about something incredibly trivial. How sunny it was during the day. Maybe the boy was saying, hey, look out the window, fellas. It's nice and sunny. And the other people were saying, no, it isn't. It's cloudy. Maybe that's what the verbal altercation was about. But so if that's the case, what is going on with these young people to allow them to have a 5-on-1 attack? There has to be a sickness there. There's something that they're missing in their brains, in their view of the world, in their view of acceptability, acceptable behavior, that's allowing them to say, oh yeah, fine, yeah, let's all five of us attack this boy. Yeah, sure, when he's down after being beaten up by five people, let's kick him in the head, stomp him on the ground. What's wrong with them? So there is a lot to this story. There is a lot to this story. There's a lot of badness here, and it has been caught on camera, at least two cameras allegedly, and there should be an investigation, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to say there should be a court case. This whole topic ought to be analyzed and exposed and discussed, properly investigated, and um, blame should be placed at those that are responsible. Now, I'm not looking for any school to suffer losses in the millions for no good reason, but I don't know. You've got to investigate these things to try to figure out how to stop them.